Okay guys, third graders, are you ready for elapsed time? Okay, so what elapsed time is if you want to know how long something lasts. So if the party were to start at 2 o'clock and you need to tell mom what time to pick you up, you know the party ends at 5 o'clock. So we need to figure out how much time is going to pass between 2 o'clock, okay, and 5 o'clock. So that you can say, okay, mom, be there in 4 hours or 6 hours or 1 hour, okay? So we're gonna start with 2 o'clock, okay? And I just messed up the paper right there. There we go. 2 o'clock. And we're gonna go 1 hour to 3 o'clock, 2 hours to 4 o'clock, and 3 hours to 5 o'clock. So from 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock is 3 hours, okay? That was a pretty easy one, wasn't it? Okay, let's try another one. What if the party started at 5:30, okay, and it ended at 7:30? Okay, pretty easy. So here's 5:30 on the clock. Go all the way around to 6:30, that's 1 hour. Go all the way around again to 7:30, 2 hours, right? Pretty easy, isn't it? Okay, let's try one that's a little bit harder. Let's say the party starts at 8 o'clock and it ends at 10:45. So what we're going to do in this case is we're going to start at 8 o'clock. We're going to go around to 9 o'clock. That's 1 hour. We're going to go around again to 10 o'clock. That's 2 hours. But remember, it ends at 10:45. So we're going to remember 2 hours in our head, and then we're going to go around 45 minutes until we get to 10:45. So how long is the party? 2 hours and 45 minutes. Okay? Now, we're going to try some using a number line, because when you're on your way to a party, are you going to have one of these yellow and blue plastic clocks in your pocket? Probably not. Okay, so let's see how to do this on a number line. So, if the party, we have a lot of parties, don't we? How about soccer practice? Let's get away from partying right now. I think we're all partied out. Let's say that soccer practice started at 4 o'clock. Okay, let me get that a little bit closer for you. All right, so here's 4 o'clock. The party started at 4 o'clock, okay? And we want to say that the party ends, so I'm going to write start, 4 o'clock, end, 6:30, okay? So then what we're going to do is we're going to start at 4 o'clock and we're going to bump 1 hour over to 5 o'clock. That's 1 hour, okay? We have to go to 6:30, so now we're going to bump one more over to 6 o'clock, okay? So now that's 2 hours, right? But we're only going to 6:30, so do I need to bump another hour to 7 o'clock? No. That would be too late, wouldn't it? Then you'd be sitting there after soccer practice in the cold and dark all alone. Not good. So we have 2 hours and now we need to get to 6:30. So we're just gonna bump a little bit like that. I think I need my lines on my number line to be bigger. And there's 30 minutes. So how long has gone by? 2 hours and 30 minutes. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, let's try another one. I'm going to make my jumps a little bit bigger this time so it's easier to see. So this time, how about, let's see, we've done a party, we've done soccer practice. How about you get home from school at 3:15. That's our start time, okay? And you want to know when dinner is. So you say, Mom, how long till dinner? And Mom says, dinner is at 6:45. So that's going to be our end time, okay? I'm going to make my bumps a little bit bigger this time so it's easier to see. So we're going to start at 3:15 right here, and we're going to jump an hour ahead to 4:15. So here's 3:15, here's 4:15. So we jumped 1 hour, right? So now we're going to jump another hour from 4:15 to what? Right, 5:15. Okay, there's 5:15. So now we've jumped 1 hour, 2 hours. Okay, we have to keep our end time in mind because we don't want to go past that. So my next hour is going to be 6:15, right? 5:15 to 6:15. So I'm going to bump over to 6:15, and that's another hour. So how many hours have I jumped so far? 1, 2, 3. Now, if I bump over to 7:15, look at my end time. What would happen? It would be too late, right? I would have missed dinner, and you don't want to miss dinner because you'll be hungry. Okay, so 6:15, now we're going to bump by 5-minute increments to get us to 6:45. So what's 5 minutes after 6:15? Count by fives. Okay, we know how to do 5, 10, 15. So what's the next 5? 6:20. There's 5 minutes. Okay, 6:25. There's another 5 minutes. 6:30. There's another 5 minutes. 6:35. There's another 5 minutes. 6:45. Whoops, I missed 6:40. 6:40. There's another 5 minutes. And 6:45. So how many? We have 3 hours here, and let's count up our fives. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 6 of them, 6 5-minutes. So if we count those by fives, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So we have 3 hours, 30 minutes until dinner. 3 hours, 30 minutes. All right, I'm gonna have you try one now. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to take a white piece of paper, just like we do at school, and I want you to fold it twice. So fold it once like this, okay? And once again like this, okay? And remember, you can pause the video or you can rewind it anytime you want to watch me do it again, or if I'm going too fast. That's why we're doing this at home, so that you can go at your own pace. Okay, so your paper should have 4 boxes. Okay, let's number our boxes. Number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. And I want you to draw in box number 1 a number line, okay? Remember to pause it if you are not caught up to where I am, okay? All right, so I'm gonna have you try part of this one, okay? Let's go ahead and write this on box 1, that our start time, let's say we're at school, and you guys always ask, when's recess? Because you wanna go play handball, right? So it is 10 o'clock in the morning. That's when we take our break, isn't it? Okay. Our end time, which is recess, is at 11:20. So let's see how much time goes by. So what are you going to put on your first spot on the number line? You're going to put your start time, which is 10 o'clock. Okay. Now I want you to bump over to the next hour. Go ahead and do that. Pause the video if you need to. Okay. I'm going to bump over 1 hour, and that's going to put me at 11 o'clock. Did you do that also? Okay, let's show that that's 1 hour. Okay, how many minutes do we have to bump over? Do we need to go another hour, or do we need to bump over minutes? Well, let's look. If our end time is 11:20, 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock, 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock, you would have missed your recess. That's no fun. So we only have to bump over in minutes now, okay? Now, since we're on 11 o'clock, at the top of the hour, the easiest way is just to bump over 20 minutes, okay, to 11:20. So how much time has gone by? 1 hour, 20 minutes. Okay, and that's how we write it. All right, so let's come to box number 2. Go ahead and draw another number line right here. Okay, I want you to try this one by yourself. Okay, the start time, let's say that we want to know the time from when lunch ends until the end of the school day, okay? So if our starting time, let's say that we're on second grade lunch. Their lunch ends at 1 o'clock and school ends at 2:57. Okay? I want you to pause the video right now, and I want you to do this by yourself on the number line. Okay? Push play once you're finished. All right, now that you've had time to finish, here's what your number line should look like. See if yours matches mine, okay? So our first line is 1 o'clock, right? We have to get to 2:57. So if I bump over an hour, that puts me at 2 o'clock. That's 1 hour. Now if I bump over another hour, it's going to put me at 3 o'clock. That's too late, isn't it? Okay, so all I need to do is look at my minutes and bump over 57 minutes. So our total should be 1 hour and 57 minutes. How many of you got that? Did you get that one right? Good job. Okay, let's come to box number 3. Okay, I want you to try this one. This one is going to be a little bit, where am I? There we are. A little bit longer of a time period now. Okay, let's say we want to know from the time school starts until lunchtime. Okay, so let's round up a little bit. If school starts at, let's just say 9 o'clock, you want to know from book clubs, okay, until lunchtime. Lunchtime is 12:25. That's our end time. Okay, go ahead and try this one all by yourself. Pause the video, and once you're finished, push play. All right, did you have time to do that? You paused it long enough? Okay, let's see if you got it right. So your start time is right here, 9 o'clock. We're going to bump over an hour. The next hour is 10 o'clock. Okay, we're trying to get to 12 o'clock, aren't we? That's 1 hour. So we have to bump over again. 11 o'clock. Okay, there's another hour. And we have to bump over one more. 12 o'clock. I just ran out of room on my number line. So I'm going to continue down here. Okay, sometimes that happens. You're going to run out. Instead of squishing it in here and trying to make it fit, just come down below. You've got all that room right there. So we're leaving off at 12 o'clock, and now we have to get to 12:25. So I'm just going to bump over 25 minutes until I get to 12:25. So we have 1, 2, 3 hours and 25 minutes. All right, so this time I'm going to do it a little bit harder again, okay? Let's really look at our whole school day and see how long that is. Our start time is 8:45, and our end time, we're going to get into some individual minutes now. Our end time is 2:57, okay? So go ahead and draw your number line, pause the video, and I want you to try this challenging one by yourself, okay? Push play once you think you're done. All right, so we're going to start right here at 8:45. 1 hour from 8:45 is 9:45, right? An hour from 9:45 is 10:45, okay? An hour from 10:45 is 11:45. Again, I'm out of room, so I'm going to come down here, okay? An hour from 11:45, I'm going to kind of make my bump go this way so I don't forget that hour there, is 12:45, right? 12:45 for another hour is 1:45. I need to keep my end time in mind. Do I have time to do 2:45 or is that too late? I have time. So I'm going to bump one more hour to 2:45. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4. We can't forget that one to get us from 11:45 to 12:45. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours. And now let's do our minutes from 2:45 to 2:57. Okay, so I'm going to start by bumping just 5 minutes. 2:45, 5 minutes is 2:50. 5 more minutes is 2:55. And then from 2:55 to 2:57, I just have to count 2 minutes. 2:56, 2:57. And there we go. So I have 6 hours. 5 and 5 is 10 minutes, 11 minutes, 12 minutes. Okay? All right, I'm going to give you 4 of them to try by yourself. So I want you to